Big Zay.
Morning, Brad.
Morning, boys. What's going on?
Well, that's it then. Is that it? I thought we were going to keep this going. So it's over? Are we sure that should happen? Kind of a sudden end to that game after one of the most remarkable plays that forced overtime. Not sure. It was funny because we talked to Olin on the postgame, and he quoted Roma Dunze. Every time the guy throws a pass, it's the greatest you've seen until the next one. And it felt that way after the jump man fourth down play against Green Bay, followed by that touchdown at the end of the game. Just a remarkable finish to that game, or to force the overtime.
Yeah, seriously, take your pick between which throw was more mind-boggling, 4th and 8 against the Packers, or 4th and 4 last night. He's on the move a little more on the Green Bay throw to Odunze. He's got the jump man thing. This one was just absurd, because one of the things they tell quarterbacks is don't retreat backward.
Right.
And it applies to Caleb too. At 99% of the time, certainly not in this case, because really backward was the only place he could go. There's one moment, if you rewatch it, where he kind of takes a glance toward the Bears sideline, but the Rams did a nice job on that particular play of pinning him in the pocket, meaning not giving him that left or right escape. And so to create a little more time and space, he had to just keep going in reverse, which is what made it so insane. Like the play is finished, and I was like, okay, like a 20-yard touchdown pass or something. And, no, it was a 14-yard touchdown pass that he completed from the other side of the 40-yard line.
So, Brad, obviously the last interception told the story, and Caleb Williams on 2nd and 8 took the chance. You could make the argument that DJ Moore on that dagger route could have flattened it and made it more easy to catch that pass. Called it a miscommunication post-game. That was Caleb Williams' version. What did you see, and who is responsible in that case for the pick?
Well, I know everyone wants the trial to be completed this morning. If it's still there's still a decision to be made for some folks. We probably got to hear from the coach, right? Probably got to hear from the other player involved, because he takes a much steeper angle with that route. So either it is a terribly run route, which is a possibility, or it's a route that required an adjustment or could have required an adjustment, and is there a communication problem on the play? I don't know. I do know that they won't be in a hurry to get the GPS data for DJ on that route to see how fast he was running, right? Like that. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be scrambling to uncover that information. He's been really good to Caleb at times this season, and that was a shame because the Rams were in total desperation mode there. With the Bears basically one play away from being in range for Cairo Santos.
I just wanted to make one quick comment and get your take on that one more time. I'm talking about the throw into the end zone, the touchdown. Caleb retreated, as we all know, but he did a controlled retreat where his confidence, his self-belief, that was secure. I mean, it was like he was just getting himself to a spot where he could take that throw. It wasn't like he panicked and was running away. He maintained that poise that he has shown late in games somehow while retreating that distance and throwing the ball 51 yards in the air, whatever it was. Insane. And that's kind of why I thought the play itself was crazy. You see the defensive linemen celebrating that they won the game, and you see Sean McVay's face. It was just an extraordinary moment, and really a season full of them.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely unbelievable, because when he starts going in reverse, you're looking at it and you're saying, well, there goes the season. Like, it's shot. And then there's definitely some contact between Cole and Kobe Durant, the cornerback there. But I think the bigger thing is Durant and Cole talked to him after the game about it. Durant misjudged the ball in the air. And that's how, at the very end, there's this ton of separation between the two. At full speed, I thought it was a massive push-off by Cole because of all that separation. And there was some contact. The Rams thought maybe a penalty was warranted there, but more of the reason for that space between the two at the very end is that Durant didn't track the ball in the air well, like Kmet did for what turned into he almost plays it sort of like an over-the-shoulder catch. Unbelievable play.
Yeah.
Brad, you broke the news on Saturday the Bears did not want to get out, that Joe Thuney was moving from left guard to left tackle. They called Jordan McFadden on Tuesday and informed him that he was starting, his third start in the last couple of years. Was that an overcorrection by the Bears? What did you think of the move, and how do you explain the decision to do that at this stage of the season?
I thought Joe Thuney played really well at left tackle yesterday. And, I'm not going to pretend to have some deep analysis of Jordan McFadden. Need to at least watch the game again, or you'd probably be better off asking Olin Kreutz about that. But I thought Thuney played really well. And Jared Verse probably would have been a nonstop problem for Theo Benedict, right? Let's be real. I think that it was a very interesting decision, very calculated. This coaching staff is never going to rest, and it's been sort of a short leash at that left tackle position all season. They told you that. Like, they gave you the notes to the test back in July when they said maybe it might be a position we reevaluate during the bye week. Oh, really? Okay, so Braxton's going to start, and you might look at it in the bye week, so that's after 4 games. But then Braxton started 3.5 games before, or he played for 3.5 games before losing his job and getting benched. It was kind of a week-to-week proposition with Theo. Ozzie goes in there. It was okay, but they were having to do a workaround basically with their left tackle on a weekly basis. So that's got to be evaluated for the future when you consider when it is he can get back healthy, and that could be a long road ahead for Ozzie Trapillo. So I thought Thuney played well. Jared Verse was impressed. I talked to Verse briefly after the game, and it was something that gave them a chance. I think more of a chance than they would have had with Theo at left tackle. They might have had some real pass protection issues.
This segment with Brad Biggs is sponsored by Plumbers 911. Plumbing emergency? Call the plumbing professionals. Available 24/7 at 1-833-PLUM-911. I know this is an unfair question, but Brad, the season just ended. What do you believe is the off-season priority?
Besides rest, off-season priority. Well, really like to talk to the coach and the GM about that, but I think you're clearly taking a close look at the defense and I'm talking about all over the place on defense. And then I think the left tackle position, I don't know that they got an answer that is going to make them feel comfortable looking ahead to week one, right? And so, is it a position that they would be comfortable with, sort of bouncing around a little bit? Because this left tackle position, I don't want to misrepresent it. It didn't hold them back as an offense from the growth that was made this season, right? I don't think it held them back from winning a specific football game on a given Sunday because of what they had going on at left tackle. But to get to the heights that they want to achieve offensively, to be totally flexible in terms of which side they can go to and what they can call in every situation, you're going to want to look at the left tackle spot. But I think, your primary focus right now is defensive line and pass rushers. They need to be better in the trenches because that's where games are won and lost.
Brad, I thought that, and I can't believe I'm saying this, that Dennis Allen out-schemed Sean McVay or got the better of the Rams with an attacking game plan defensively, utilizing 6 defensive backs, and having both Kyler Gordon and C.J. Gardner-Johnson at his disposal, and Jaquan Brisker coming up huge. What do you think led to that? And how effective, how surprised were you that it was so effective against an offense that was the best in the NFL?
Yeah, McVay was rattled a little bit after the game. Obviously thrilled that the Rams were moving on, but he said a couple different times in a few different ways that he's glad that the team had come through because he had let the team down. And I think what he was referring to is getting beaten a little head-to-head battle with Dennis Allen, and that's twofold. And that's the Bears coming up with a plan that was superior to what McVay had sort of crafted, and then that's in the moment. Dennis Allen calling a great game. You could make a case it was his finest work to date this season. Injuries forcing him to adjust all year long, the most recent being the loss of T.J. Edwards. So he was like, okay, I'll adjust with more dime personnel, which they've used all year, but we'll go to more of it. They had to attack from the edges because they can't. Their pass rush doesn't get home with 4 with the kind of regularity you need. So he's got to heat it up, and it worked. Now, did Stafford hit some plays to Nakua and others at times when the pressure didn't get there? Yeah, he sure did, but Matthew Stafford's going to do that. That was probably the MVP of the league.
Yep.
That didn't throw for a touchdown pass against the Bears yesterday and was limited to 17 points in regulation. The Bears should win that football game with that defensive performance. It was top-notch work by Dennis Allen, and you have to wonder what that unit could look like in the future as they're able to add some pieces and get better personnel on that side of the ball.
Yeah, look, that was a hell of a performance. It was weather aided. Let's be honest about it. The conditions were difficult for everyone. The Rams supposedly brought more than 2,000 pounds of equipment. I have been told 2,500.
That's a ton.
That's insane.
Literally.
Can you imagine? Yeah, it's a ton.
Didn't it look like at the beginning of the game, specifically the first half, that the Rams were out to prove that the weather was no obstacle to them? Like it was almost a little like, I don't know, cocky. Like just the play distribution in the first half was nuts. There were 24 pass attempts, 3 sacks, so we got 27.
That was nuts. 7 runs,
7 handoffs. That's 4-1. It's 4-1 in pass run ratio, and so I think it was a little like, hey, look, just another day at the ball yard for us. We're going to sling it around here. And that, I didn't think it was the greatest plan. I thought they could have more success running, but that was another element to that pressure off the edge with those defensive backs from Dennis Allen. It's to cut off the outside zone running game for the Rams, and they did a really nice job. I think the Rams averaged like 3.1 yards a carry. They had one explosive run all night, and as we know, that's a very good rushing offense also.
And the Bears were in a position to win that game. I mean, it was pretty extraordinary that they kicked the ball off and stopped them and then got the ball back. And obviously the pick, was a very difficult play, and we talked about who's to blame or what you do about it. The saddest part was on second down. It was 2nd and 8, and you thought you could have lived another down.
Check down, move the chains, play it safe.
Yeah, and they made some great plays with his legs. What do you have?
Yes.
A 26-yard run, I want to say.
40 yards rushing.
Yeah, 40. And the Bears, like that late season storyline that we started talking about a few weeks back, right? Not last week or the week before that, but we started talking about a few weeks back of the running game. Hey, something's a little bit off here.
Yes.
I think it kind of remained a little bit off, especially from a young guy yesterday. And that, and that's not him having a bad game. It's, the 11 together when on some of those Monangai plays didn't work well. They really struggled in 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, 4th and 1 type, 4th and 2. I think I counted 6 instances of plays that are either 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, or 4th and 2 that did not move the chains. Like, that's not effective. So short yardage, and then stuff in the low red zone was not good enough. If they're cleaner there, they win the football game. If Rome doesn't drop that pass at the beginning of the game near the goal line, they win the football game. The little things add up in the postseason against good opponents, and it can become too much to overcome.
Great stuff, Brad. Appreciate it, buddy.
Excellent work, Brad.
The whole year.
Have a great day, guys.